We are live. Got a very special guest joining us tonight. Pat, Fantasy Dog Pound, co-creator. Is that what we can call you? Best Ball Overlay. What's your official title there? You give a lot of credit to Josh, who does a lot of work there, but you're obviously
dude, Josh is the main. He's the builder. He's the original creator of the first one, and yeah, he does all the work to it. And what's cool is he plays best ball. He's a grinder. He's a freak in the NBA streets for dailies, but he also came in 21st in BBM. So yeah, using the overlay too, which is cool. But yeah, it's been a ride, and he's awesome. He just creates shit that I want that helps me in the draft room.
Right. Well, I mean, and if you've been tuning into any of our streams so far this summer, the overlay has been active. You've been able to see it. It's a slick tool. So I'm happy you're here because you'll help me navigate that a little bit more cleanly tonight. I'm like, sweet, I got my correlations. Sweet, I got my exposures. But I know there's still so much with the tool that that could be taken advantage of. So, but no, I mean, you're out in the streets every day. How often are you streaming best ball drafts right now?
Yeah, so after having the second boy, the New Year's Eve, it's been a little slower, but we'll get back to it. About 3 days a week right now, every single week. I'd say 4 days would be a big day. Now this is far from no kids when I was able to do whatever I wanted, but yeah, so being able to find volume when they go down for naps or slow drafts, which I hate. So I'm also behind in BBM. I'm like 25 or 26 deep. Where are you at with your BBMs?
Oh, I think I'm only through half a dozen to 8 of them. I think I'm way behind on BBMs. Again, disadvantages of like traveling for work and then personal vacation. So it's just like literally had zero time to sit down and hit BBM. So it's like my goal here in June is to really start cranking them out. I don't think I'll end up maxing BBM, but I'm really trying to max a lot of these smaller contests Underdog has been pumping out. Cool. Right.
Yeah. The smaller
German Shepherd just filled today.
Yeah. So the advance rates are less punishing on those. Obviously, less money up top, but you have a much higher chance of seeing the finals, which is nice instead of the one in every 8 years for BBM.
Right. That's literally how it goes. Ty, checking in. How's it going, Ty? Kane out here as well. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, indeed. So yeah, we won't get into the smaller contests. We're gonna go ahead and crank a BBM tonight. So if you want to hop in, draft with us, we'll get in on a 30-second clock here. For streaming, do you do the 20-second clocks? Do you do 30? I've heard like Overset does all 30s.
I like 30. I like 30 for here. If I'm solo ripping, I'll do 20 just because the overlay. There's no reason not. I can just do so many more. And when I have the chance to do drafts, I need to get as many in as possible. So I think the crowd likes it too. But for dual streams, 30 seconds is definitely better for talking about the picks.
Yeah, 100% agreed. I mean, we've done 20s on here before, and it's like you almost have to be talking about your next pick like a full half a round ahead of your next pick. And it's like, okay, but then by the time we're done talking about it, 4 of the 5 picks we were considering are already gone. So yeah, we'll have a 30-second here. If you want to hop in draft with us, we'll get in a lobby. Looks like, oh gosh, we're gonna have a while here. Looks
oh yeah. It could be a minute. You know what? We could pull up. You could pull up your or I could send you mine if you don't want to pull yours up, the website, and sort of go into some of the portfolio stuff.
Yeah. Why don't
here, you can share my screen if you want, because I just have it. I have it ripping. Okay, so this is gonna be post NFL draft. I'm gonna send myself my newest CSV as well.
Yeah.
Let's
see here. Can I get you to pull up?
Yeah, I can share it.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and share?
I'll just be 1 second.
Oh, I got it.
Let's see. Just waiting for the email from UD here. There it goes.
Oh, perfect. Yep.
And this way we get the freshest stuff on screen, because I haven't seen it in a minute too. Here we go. So upload. I'll put the newest one on, and we'll see what we got. I did I did the 20 German Sheps. Did you end up doing that contest?
Dude, I got back from vacation. I looked at it. I'm dropped yesterday. I was swamped with work yesterday. So I looked at it at the end of the day yesterday and it's sitting like 60% filled. And I'm like,
Right.
no way. I'm not going to get in on this at all. I was going to hop in, however many slows this morning. No, that sucker was already filled. I didn't have a chance.
God damn. Yeah, the slows. I missed the slow option too, which that's a clear edge to extend the amount of time you have for information. I try usually to do that, but yeah, they dropped it a little quicker than I thought. So
yep.
I'm just the protector of the digs realm right now.
Yeah, I was looking forward to having a digs conversation with you. I know you've been an outspoken digs guy, so
I think we could talk
That's
about
me
it.
with TJ Hawkinson right now, though. I think my Hawkinson
Let's go
right around like 34% too. So
oh shit, yeah, he goes in a good range too. So here you can just go through your singles, doubles, triple stacks, and it'll just sort of show you how you're drafting, and you can just scroll. You can scroll for days here. This is my favorite, is seeing what playoffs I'm actually targeting, because you have no way of knowing what your portfolio is. So it's just going to help you digest. And I love to see Arizona Cincy here as one of my probably top 3 games.
Yes. I should look at mine at some point as well, but right around the craze, there was like a whole like 24-hour run where people were complaining about the lack of 101 shares. And I kid you not, I think I've gotten I've how many drafts have I cranked out? Let me do my math, like 35 or so I think I've done so far this summer.
Right.
I think I've gotten darn near 101 on like 20% of them. And I'm like,
no way.
I'm tired of Jamar Chase at this point.
It's you.
Right. I'm tired of Jamar Chase, but the amount of Jamar Chase, Trey McBride, Jamar Chase, Marvin Harrison, Jamar Chase, James Conner eventually, right? I mean, there's no question that's going to be my highest week 17 correlation. At least
that's
if I were
sick.
to pull up.
That's sick. Yeah. So, and that's the thing, like main stacks, you can see this is like the QB stack with the bring back, and then the minis would just be without a quarterback correlation. But yeah, so I'm very intentional. I'm using the overlay, like Arizona Cincy, Houston LAC, maybe not as much, but ATL, Rams, and Detroit, Minnesota. 3 of my favorite games in my top 5. Stuff that you just love to see. And minis are going to be probably all over the place.
Totally.
But being able to actually open this up and check what combos as well is in a couple different views as well. Josh did a great job at
you can even you can even identify which players are all
5 times this mini. Yeah, it's pretty, you can get lost in here pretty quick with just like going through your portfolio. And I didn't realize I was a 2 QB bro until I opened this up, because I guess I am drafting quite a bit of the elites right now. How are you tackling the Josh Allen, Lamar, and then like Jaden Daniels? Do you think he belongs there in front of Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I literally sent a message in our group chat with Ty and Cam literally yesterday, and I keep saying, I'm like, man, I say I want more elite quarterback. I want one of those big 4. I'll throw Jalen Hurts in there as well. I want them. Every time I draft them on a team, though, I look at it at the end of it and I go, yeah, but what if I would have waited for Brock Purdy? What if I would have waited for that guy? It's like, you know who I could have gotten there instead? I could have filled out my wide receiver and my running back room better. It feels like whenever I take one of those elites, I always fall behind a running back.
Right.
I'm a wide receiver, bro. I'll just put that out there. But I want them, but I have to do a much better job of getting them within correlation. I think I'm much better at doing that with Jaden Daniels and Lamar this year. Josh Allen's the tricky one, because you're looking at all of his options outside of James Cook, who I'm pretty far off on James Cook right now. All the Josh Allen's guys are so far down the board that you like forget about. It's like, oh shoot, I need to be stacking Khalil Shakir. But then the problem is he'll go unstacked because someone's going to correlate that week 17 game. So
yeah, for sure. And how much can you reach up on Shakir, who already seems expensive in that range? So it's I agree. It's like, especially Josh Allen's a good example, because like, do you need him stacked? Like in years past, not since Diggs. Like the only guy he
No.
wants like James Cook with him. So
Right.
we'll
think what I
see. We'll
found
see if we get a breakout from either Shakir or Keon Coleman, but they're getting good buzz. They always do though.
Yeah, right. So I think the most common stack I've gotten there is when I go Josh Allen, I almost always safely assume I'm just going to be punting tight end. I'm going to do 3 tight ends, and I think most frequently I've taken Dalton Kincaid just because that's
Right.
the one who seems to
Right.
fall the furthest and nobody wants to touch him.
I
I'm
know.
like,
I know.
I need the stack. I need
Yeah.
somebody. I'm going 3 tight ends anyways. I may as well
That's
get
it.
Kincaid.
Well,
I'll
maybe
prioritize
we
that.
sneak into an elite QB build later today. This is
I don't
by
mind
far
it.
my favorite feature, besides like the stuff up here that's important. Being able to go in and see your closing line value on
I love it.
all your teams, and it gives you the date. It shows you the playoff stacks. I don't know if you've gotten into this just yet, but
No, not I haven't gotten quite into the actual website, which
oh
I mean,
my,
this is all phenomenal. I gotta get into the weeds of that. We did get into the draft here. We're sitting at 109, so I can
perfect. Let's go. Let's
I
hop on
will
over. And
get the
J.K.
screen up
Dobbins is
here.
going to
Perfect.
fly up the board.
Fly. Yes, he is.
Fly up the board.
He's gonna absolutely fly.
I'm sitting at
So we're sitting
17%. It's not enough. It's not enough.
No. So we're sitting 109. I should have asked if you wanted your ranks in here beforehand. I should have uploaded those, but we'll go off of my
You're
exposures.
good. You're good.
We'll play around with the best ball tool as we go.
Like
where
it.
have you been drafting from most frequently? If you had like a
I feel like pick 4.
Hot Pocket's been 101, but
dude, it's like pick. I feel like, and we're gonna add that feature in to see how many you've gotten. I think I've gotten pick 4 about like 20% of the time, which is fine because I'll mix in either JJ, Barkley, Bijan, or Lamb there, like whoever sort of comes to me. But if it's JJ, I'm basically going JJ every time.
Yeah,
and that leads me to like 17% JJ right now.
Yeah. So. I was gonna say, when I've been sitting at that spot, it's been a pretty steady CD. I want Gibbs. I really want Gibbs, but every time I sit and look at CD and Gibbs, I can't do it. I can't do it. And then every time I do want it, if I get like 105, 106, and I'm looking at Jahmyr Gibbs fall in there, he always goes to pick before. So.
I like Gibbs solidly at 6, like not at 5, not at 7. Like his spot is 6. I think it's like a tier break almost, like on both sides. Like this is Gibbs' spot, and it's pretty funny. And here we go.
So we're going to be staring. My guess is going to be CMC Ashton Genty top of the board. If you want to go an Amon-Ra Nico, this is pretty flat to me. I'm surprised I don't have. Do I not have a single share in Nico? That kind of surprises me. I thought I would have at this point. We'll see. We'll see who MP takes here. Okay, it does go neighbors.
Yeah. This is up to. I'll leave it up to you. I'm okay with any of these 4. To be honest, you can move them all around, however you like it.
I haven't gotten a McCaffrey share.
He's rising.
He is. And I made the grave mistake of not taking him back when he was sitting right after the 1-2 turn there. So
yeah.
And Hill's checking in. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for popping by. Fellas and pounders all on the same stream. Heck of a day. Great day to have a great day.
So on the way back around, click. So you can either click refresh and the tool should pop up, the combo tool, or you go to the cog wheel and
let me.
Oh yeah, throw in the combos. Yeah, that's the one where you need the CSV.
Oh yeah, I actually have that. Yep, I see what you're saying.
You don't have to do it right now. You're good.
Hey,
maybe we get.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, maybe we get BTJ or Drake London here. That's ideal.
That would be ideal. There we go. I will take you go with Drake London there. I'm good with Drake London. Yeah. BTJ would have been a nice little slide there, but I'm happy with Drake London.
That's solid.
He's
CMC's a sketchy one for me this year. And I know we shouldn't be trying to forecast injuries here, but
no, right.
With him, it's it's a little sketchy after basically a full year off, and the whole fog war that they played last year didn't say anything about his injury until the season started.
Right.
It's sat wrong. It's sat wrong in
No,
everyone's
totally.
mouth here. So
I'm 100% with you. We on our full podcast we played a little. We looked at Fantasy Pros ECR, made judgments based off of their rankings. We talked about Christian McCaffrey. He's sitting, I think, RB7 over on their rankings, which
yeah,
I don't blame if anybody wants to have him down 7. But yeah, it's one of those. Since he's out on the field practicing, and Kyle Shanahan is saying he looks is reported feeling great. That's good enough for me on June 10th, right?
Yeah.
We get deeper into the off season, and CMC's coming off the field. He's only working out,
taking trips to Europe.
Yeah, right. Getting over in Germany, right? Yeah. That's when I'll get concerned. But
yeah,
I think right now I do want to try and get in on the McCaffrey market before I fear he gets up to like the Jahmyr Gibbs range, right? Where I can take him at 9, 10, 11 before I'm gonna have to start.
Especially if you don't think you'll be able to get him with like London later in the contest, then this combo will be a little harder to get for the majority of the contest, since there's a large majority that hasn't filled yet for BBM.
Right. Yeah, how are you? Is Drake London the cutoff there for you? Are you roping AJ Brown Ladd in there, or is that like a small little tier in and of itself?
It's I think Drake London. I have him ahead of Bowers right there at 15. Yep. But yeah, I don't mind moving him ahead of BTJ in some cases. It really depends on what I'm trying to do with whatever I have in my previous drafts, my combos, and all of that. But yeah, I think Ladd is fine to pull up as well. I don't really see it a negative. That's more like group Drake London, Ladd, and AJ Brown together, but I prefer Drake London at the top there.
Yeah. And I think that's how a majority of people are going to lean. AJ Brown is just so efficient. He is the alpha in that offense, the touchdown getter, where I'm always going to gravitate towards that kind of alpha, but I understand why a lot of people are like Saquon Barkley. I'm like, yeah, okay, you have a point. That's all you need to do is mention his name.
And I think, we can make this pick, and then I'll say a little something about AJ Brown and Philly.
Yep.
See, I think MP43 is streaming right now with BBG as well on the YouTube machine. So we get a little dual stream here. They don't even know that I'm on your team right now. I think it's Terry here at 33.
I like a Terry McLaurin slide here.
They don't bring anyone else in. People like his touchdowns are going to drop. Okay, they might, but his yards might go up to combat that. It's year 2 JD. They don't add anyone to this offense, really. Sure, we get Debo, but it's really not enough to make me worry.
No,
with Debo and his age.
I was gonna say his age, and I'm not gonna say the yak ability is completely gone, but that goes. We're not looking at 2022 anymore, right?
He eats more out of Zach Ertz in the middle of the field than he does Terry.
I agree. I agree. And this is the time where Terry's all over the board. It seems like I feel like every time I've wanted Terry with a CD team sitting around 5, he always goes right away at the 2-3 turn, and now we see him at the end of the third here. I'm surprised he's not sliding more with the whole contract dispute with the Commanders.
Right.
I mean, dude's 30. It's his last chance to get a bag. I would hold out too if I were him.
Maybe you start to see more of that spread, and then you get him a little closer to the 3-4 turn.
Right.
But is there a world in which he slips into the 4th, like mid 4th? I don't really see it just based on who's going there.
Right. Oh, we did talk about a little league quarterback build here. If you want to stack Terry up right away,
Daniels is probably my least favorite of them. But if you want to do the stack, we can rip it. Yeah.
I told you, right. I kind of regret it sometimes, so I'm okay if you have a preference here.
I go DJ Moore here.
Okay. Yep. That's good by me.
The only thing is Sorry,
he's one I want to get in on more. Yeah, he's one I want to get in on more. I think I've been in on Rome and Luther Burden, especially at his price tag. I've been in on quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get in on DJ Moore. I know the comments aren't great right now. Well, it was the other day, I think it was in like the Chicago Tribune. I don't even know what my goals are right now. I'm still learning the offense. Like, oh boy, that's just what you want to hear. June 10th when you're pushing up OTAs.
Well, new coaching comes in and they're like trying to, they're trying to nip stuff in the butt that they saw and heard about of DJ Moore last year as well. And I mean, he's going to have the opportunity to be the one in this offense, especially with Keenan Allen moving on. You're hoping that Rome takes that step, and he can. But Luther Burden dealing with the soft tissue injury right now is not the best for a rookie. When it's any time lost on the field right now with the QBs really bad. So that's just going to boost DJ Moore and Rome up.
Right. I mean, it seems like I don't want to name an accurate equation, but it seems like every 2 weeks you miss of preseason, it's a guaranteed you're a week behind then going into the regular season. Yeah. And when these guys are already taking half the season to get acclimated to the league, you're losing time on the back half of the season when it actually matters.
That's it. So DJ Moore's a pro, and now you have no Keenan Allen. It's gonna be interesting. But I do like AJ Brown this year. Philly is gonna have more competitive games. Their schedule is not as easy as it was last year. No. So you could see them have to throw the ball a little more. And last year they leaned very heavily on the run. You're still going to see them lean heavy on the run, but the games might be closer. They might not be blown out by halftime and just running out the clock this season.
And hey, Saquon Barkley is great. I wish him all the best. 1,500 yards seems pretty lofty again this year to hit that mark. The downfall, have you seen the numbers for running backs who have hit 1,500 rushing yards in a season and their following years?
Yeah. With that amount of touches and in that age.
It's disastrous. So
it's not a good group of names.
No,
but there's no reason. There's no reason we should think it should drop off to like under 1,000, like pending injury.
Yards, right?
Right. With that O line, if everyone stays healthy, and that offense is largely like that unit's largely unchanged. Man, it's hard to let him slip past 3 or 4 in my mind. If it's super high stakes, like I don't mind the board going like Chase, Jefferson, Lamb, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then the RBs.
Based on what you saw last year, though, he's the one I think if I have a top 3 pick, he's the one I'm least excited to pull the trigger on because I do want Chase Jefferson or Saquon, right? He's kind of 3, but he's one where if I get a 2, I'm going to have to start mixing him in. But of course, when I start getting 2s, that's when he's going to go 1 in that draft, and I just got to draft more Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, that's awesome.
I'm already sitting out way too much Jamar Chase. I got to start mixing up my ones, but
that's a good problem to have because it's the only you can do that when you have the 1. You can't do that if you have the 2 and Chase goes at 1 every time. So I'm sitting at 5% Jamar Chase right now. So I have the opposite problem of you.
You want 5% of my Jamar Chase?
Let's go.
Shift 5% over to you.
Dish him.
We'll pull up the queue here. Running back heavy queue at the top, which I don't mind after going McCaffrey, Drake London, Terry McLaurin.
There's no chance they let Pickens come back to us.
No. Yeah.
Franco's Pickens. Frank's a good drafter too. King of Kings is right in front of us.
Oh, Coach is right in front of us too. Man, goodness.
This is definitely a little more of a minus EV room. A tougher room.
Yes.
Not minus EV, but tougher room.
Right. You have a preference of these top running backs, or are you even thinking running back, or you want to reach down for another wide receiver?
No, it's RB here. I like RB in this range.
Yep.
I'd go K-Walk. Harvey's got to fall.
Yeah, with the Dobbins signing, I'm with you. I'm a big Ken Walker fan.
Okay,
you can tell by my 16.5% there. I'm drafting. I'm very okay drafting Ken Walker. So
yeah,
he's one where the zone scheme coming over with Clint Kubiak is going to be phenomenal. The coach speak earlier this offseason was basically we want Ken Walker to fill a massive role now. I get it. Charbonnet is probably going to mix in, but we're talking about a guy who's been a top 15 running back fantasy points per game. 2 of his first 3 years in the league. I mean, it's he's a no-brainer in the 5th round for me. If I go running back in the first, 3 wide receivers, and then want to add another running back in this range.
Hell yeah. In this tier of wide receiver, I don't know. It's just, I like Addison, but with the 3-game suspension potentially looming, it's, this whole tier of wide receivers is sort of flat for me. So just give me the RB I want, and then come back around and scoop that receiver.
Right. Well, and looking at some of the receivers, I mean, if Jennings slides back, you get a little bit. If you want to go a little bit with DJ Moore, week 17, I love Chris Godwin in this range. I'm warming up on Olave. I was terrified of Olave because I'm like, he's one away, and then I'm like, okay, how many times can I say that for Tua? How many times can I say that for McCaffrey? So I part of that's like I just have to get over myself and realize that's baked in at cost. But I digress.
And more so for Olave, it's like quarterback play for me, more so than the worry about the concussions. It's there, but for me, it's like this QB play could be freaking atrocious.
It could be really bad. I don't feel good when I go 3 quarterbacks and I'm like forced into taking Tyler Shuck as my 3rd one to stack with Rashid Shaheed. Right? Like, I don't feel great. We do get an interesting.
This is a spot I would even think about going Kamara here and doing a 5 RB build.
I was gonna bring that up. I don't mind going that route if you want to.
Let's do that. Yeah.
You want to have a little fun? We can have a little fun.
Oh hell yeah. We're strong. We're strong at receiver right now with Terry, Drake London, and DJ Moore too. So let's have some fun.
I don't mind that at all. I mean, again, Kamara is just a guy where I just refuse to overthink it with Kamara every year. I get Tyler Shuck is not good. I get it, but also Kamara top 6 running back for the last 5 years.
Can we get like Kirk Cousins to New Orleans, please?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all. Yeah.
Please?
Atlanta, let's speed things up here. It's Michael Penix. We know that. Let's get Kirk O'Chains out to New Orleans there.
No. Yeah, he hasn't showed up to involuntary, but he said he would be showing up to the voluntary. Opposite. Yeah. He's going to be showing up.
Welcome, man. Can you join your next one? We're going to be ripping one here tonight. If you want it, tomorrow night, I know Cam and Ty are going to be doing regular like PPR over on Sleeper mock draft. So if you want to get on one of those tomorrow night, definitely hop in our Discord. You'll get notifications for that. And then we'll be live next week. I'm still lining up a guest for that one, but that'll probably be on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll hop on again. So we'll keep it popping in the Discord for you. So
hit the bell for notifications. That's how you get in.
For real. It's the most annoying saying that I feel like I say is hit the bell for notifications. It's like, well, but it's also the best way to figure out. You can get the front seat, front of the line to get in on these drafts. So, Kamara Saints. It's gonna be bad with Shuck, but look, is that really the only place left for Kirk Cousins though? Because when you got Rodgers to Pittsburgh, the Giants kind of have their own thing going on.
Yeah. They already have Russ. They brought in Winston. Like they're done. They're done.
Or in the draft,
Cleveland's got 5 QBs. So
that's like the only place left for Kirk to go at this point. Which hey, you know what? Tyler Shuck could learn from a lot worse professionals. I'll maybe leave my remarks at that.
I like the fact that New Orleans touched it their O-line again. They really made a point to touch it O-line, and I'm just a little more confident in Kamara spike weeks over Olave right now. I don't know. I think it's also fun to build like this and go like an 8 wide receiver build, stopping at 5 RBs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm learning. So you mentioned you're secretly a 2 quarterback guy. I think I'm secretly a 3 quarterback guy this year after.
Yeah.
Sure. I was like, no, 2 quarterbacks or die. I want the onesies. Because they're going to be the top scorers, they'll help me advance, etc. And it's like, no, with how the quarterbacks are falling this year, I'm very much a 3 quarterback guy. I'm okay settling on again like a Jared Goff going to Trevor Lawrence and then scooping up whether it be like a Cam Ward for
Sam
a back
Darnold or
oh my gosh, my Sam Darnold Torrey Horton shares that's my toxic trade right now is stacking Sam Darnold and Torrey Horton.
So sick.
This is a fascinating range too. I never know what to do. I shouldn't say I never know what to do. This is why I have 33% Hawkinson.
Yeah, fair. So fair. This is yeah. This is where I go downs personally.
I don't hate that. I really don't.
Yeah. I can see you got a thick amount of downs too, but downs
I do.
and yeah, that's the way I go here in this spot.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ricky Pearsall, Slick Rick was the other name I'd bring up, but again, another soft tissue injury he's dealing with right now. So where do you start considering correlation then when it comes to week 17, week 16 even? I know you're pretty big on week 16. Where's that range where you really start considering that correlation? Because in a lot of times like that, people will just kind of be lining up like, well, Rick's top of the board, I got DJ Moore, let's line it up and knock it out. But that it's only round 7. We got another 11 rounds here.
Yeah, it's tough for me with Ricky because end of season, I'm thinking like Ayuk starts to take over that number 1 role more so. I think Ricky's very expensive for what he did last year and where he's going this year. We do have the CMC piece anyways. We could have brought in the double to go with Purdy. I just don't like the price. I think he's a bad advance rate play based on his ADP.
Sure.
That's why. But yeah, if there's a tiebreaker between Downs and Ricky, if you have a tiebreaker, that's where the overlay comes in and just shows you like, hey, let's break that tie with the playoff correlation.
Yep. No, that makes 100% sense. Board hasn't changed too much outside of my sweet TJ Hawkinson going a few picks after.
This would be Mooney for me.
Yeah, I'm
start to look at like QB.
This would be the start of the quarterback range. I don't, unless if I have a Jamar T. Higgins team, I'm not really looking at Burrow. I think I've gone naked Burrow once just because I felt like being a menace that day. But we can make our pick.
Mooney gives us a nice little double stack in ATL.
I do like that. We'll make sure we get Penix in the queue then later. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
If you really want to throw
easy to get a Rams.
What was that?
Easy to get a Rams bring back. And you think about that game against the Rams week 17, it's juicy as it gets.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. You can get a little Tutu Atwell action if you want to go Terrence Ferguson second half of the season as a third tight end. I mean, there's a lot of guys in those later rounds you can backstack to find your way there if you want to really take your shot on a Jarquez Hunter, which we won't even start talking about those running backs. But
I know. No, he's one that we all saw the hype coming with the draft day footage releasing about Sean really getting his guy and being happy about getting Jarquez Hunter.
Right.
So he was targeted pretty heavily. They were high on him. They got their guy. That was their number 1 pick on that day to get. So they have a plan for him. It's probably around 25% of the touches. And we'll see if he has some contingent upside. If Kyron were to go down, that probably goes up to 40, maybe 40%, 50% with Corum.
Right, I was gonna say because Corum's going to get in there as the carbon copy, but the Hunter's snapshot is going to spike up then too. Yeah, I see you here, True Chiefs fan, 8-person league, drafted pick 4. Yeah, we'll put that in the content notes. We got some fun specific content coming up here, but yeah, when we on our shorts channel, I know we typically do the how to draft from series. So yeah, we'll keep that one in mind. We can try and make that even one of the first ones we do to get that towards the top. So yeah, we'll do our best to get that done for you, man.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. I love those videos. Just massages the monkey in the brain.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. What's fun about those videos too is we do our best to mix in underdog ADP in some of those videos too. So if it's like we got ended up getting a killer draft from the 108, we try and prioritize those, right? Where it's like, all right, ideal 108 draft, and we'll do a video on that. And we'll a sleep the next day ahead. It's like, wait, these ADPs are so like, what do you mean? You're not getting Mahomes in the of course gone off the board yet. This is round 9. You're not getting Mahomes in round 9. Well, you're right, probably not, but
every room's different. It's funny.
It's funny. It's funny
because you're going by consensus, right? So
All
are
right.
you pulling those basically from Underdog because mocks aren't out yet?
Well, so what we'll do is if there are like a handful of drafts that we just feel great about that we've done, we'll back pocket those. And if the
That's
ADPs
nice.
haven't moved too much, obviously we're not going to show one off from May and then
Yeah,
show
yeah.
it in late July.
You
It's like,
you
oh
should
yeah,
do
look
this. Get
look at this
Rice at
value on RJ
48.
Harvey. Right. Yeah. Right. No. So if it's in like the last like 2, 3 weeks and we're like feeling really good about it,
Cool.
ADP hasn't shifted drastically, we'll throw those in because what you end
Sweet.
up doing is you try and plan those out and it's like, okay, well, I need a 108 and it's an underdog draft day.
Mhm.
Well, you're gonna sit in lobbies forever trying to get a 108.
Of
You're just
course.
gonna end up burning
Of course.
time. So at any rate, that's kind of how we go about that to mix in some underdog there. But
Smart.
yeah, it's funny bridging the gap between the people who clearly aren't in the best ball streets and those who just tune in around late July to get their redraft advice to beat their
That's
friends. But
it. That's it.
oh man, look
Convert,
at this
convert.
purple.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
this is
my
perfect
gosh.
for us. It doesn't get better.
No, I'm a big fan. Big fan.
We're staring at Caleb for the correlation.
Yeah, I
Baker
know.
Mayfield might be just the better overall pick
Let's
if
say
you
too
want
good
to
to
try to
pass up on.
try to backstack.
I mean, what options do we have with that though? I mean, that's a K. Dotton,
Kate
that's
Otten,
Jalen
McMillians.
McMillan, Rashad White.
Yeah.
That's about it though.
You're
I mean,
you're hoping
I'm
he yeah,
I'm
I
okay
would
going
just go
Caleb over
Caleb.
Baker here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather just take the piece, know I have the correlation, and
Mhm.
instead of just trying to
Because you're basically hoping you're getting them both. And so it's a little bit of
right.
a risk. It's a little bit of a risk.
Jordan Watkins going to be a best ball beast. Trust.
Could be. Could be. A little busy right now. A little
Yeah.
busy right now. But you never know. You
No,
never
right.
know.
All right, so we locked down Caleb. 1-3-5-0, no tight ends so far. I have zero interest in Jonnu Smith at this price point, so we'll keep pushing tight end as far as I'm concerned. Gross running back range here.
Oh, definitely.
I have no strong leaning. My tendency is to click Travis Etienne, and I need to stop because I feel gross every time I make the click.
Yeah, this is an interesting. This is.
But, I mean, you also got
spot.
you got Josh Downs if you want anything week 17.
I don't mind going Kyle Williams here at receiver.
Okay.
I don't mind going RB. I don't mind going tight end. Don't mind going Colson Loveland, but it's over Jonnu.
Yeah, man.
Because there's still a chance that May falls. It's small.
Yeah,
but
let's have some fun. Let's go Kyle Williams. I'm a big Kyle Williams guy.
yeah, so
I'm gonna have too much of
we're
him
building
too,
building a pretty balanced team here too. So
right,
small chance that
right.
May falls. If he does, we go May Penix.
Yep.
And we're done at QB. If he doesn't, we go Penix, and then we have to find some backstack. It could be
You got a Danny
Bryce
Dimes
Young.
in here. You got a Bryce Young.
Yes.
You can do that with
yeah.
Who's the name I'm thinking of? Now I have a stupid amount of Adam Thielen too.
Coker, Jontavian Sanders,
Coker, right? You can get a lot of those guys.
Rico Dowdle. You can get that Carolina triple stack on the back end.
Yep.
For so cheap.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do there with the Panthers. They might be some like my most drafted total team, mostly because I'm a big I'm a fan of Chuba. I'll take him in running back 18. Not that I think he has world breaking top 10 running back upside, but also he's a guy where I'm just very confident he's probably not going to go below the running back 20, 22,
right,
24.
And then just why do you think Rico? I know they drafted another RB, right? But what? Why does Rico fall from 140 to into the 170s on Carolina? Do you not does the market not think he's getting like 35%, like an Algier type workload with the contingent upside of like being like if Chuba goes down,
Oh yeah,
The other back they drafted is a third down type guy, like strictly like pass catching back. So
100%.
he has big contingent upside still.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm working on my projections for I'm sorry, what was that? Did you chime in with something there?
I was like, I'm not even a big Rico guy, but like
Oh
that's
yeah,
I'm just like the market just seems to be a little off on that one.
yeah. Who was I? Overzet was saying he's like I've somehow become the Dalton Schultz guy, and I just like it's just because I just don't think he should go
No.
undrafted. And it's like he's like I've turned into the Dalton Schultz guy. I end up just taking him, and because I don't think he should go undrafted. Anyways, the tough thing with Rico is like what's Chuba's share, because Chuba was sitting right around like 60% last year. So do you think he's going to get a similar workload? Are they going to bring that closer to 50% this year? So then you do see like another, we'll call it like 35, 40 touches or percent of touches go to the other backs. If you assume Bryce Young is getting somewhere between 5 to 8%.
Right.
Yeah, that one to me, I had a difficult time statting that out in my projections. I've got Dowdle sitting right around 20%, so not as many as not quite as high as 30, but like he's not a zero, which at that range, I'm kind of dodging zeros, right? Like at this point of the offseason.
That's it. Oh, it looks like we're getting May back to us. MP43,
yeah,
they have
MP,
a good they have Herbert plus Fields.
Both stacked
They
already.
have Travion Henderson. They could mix in May here. It'd be a little gross, but
I mean, you'd be back stacking.
Wow, and he doesn't go Trevor Lawrence over. It's kind of a little gross.
That is a little gross. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Here we can go Kirk if you want to go Kirk Stroud.
Yeah, because we could probably push Stroud around there. We got time to wait on Penix most likely. Hopefully we can push Penix. If not, we might be scrambling. But I need more Christian Kirk in my portfolio as well. I've got too much Jalen Knoll. He's the one I always
Our
end up
receiver room could be. Are we done at receiver?
Are we sitting at 7? Yeah, we're pretty much. We could be done a receiver if we really wanted to be.
Yeah, I agree. So if we get Stroud and Penix, I mean that's a great trio right there.
Yep, I'm good just throwing darts on tight end the rest of the way. Then.
That's it. That's it. You just figure it out.
You figure it out. Yeah.
Man, we were close.
As much as I love drafting the McBrides and Kittles, it's like when you can get Travis Kelce in the 9th, when you're getting Evan Ingram in the 9th, you're getting Colson Lovell in the 11th.
How about Tush Push Andrews?
Yeah,
Tush Push Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, let's see here. We'll I assume we'll get a Stroud come back here.
There goes Staffy. This dude's getting his guys.
I think Party Boy doesn't have anything lined up with Stroud. We should be.
And this is why it's fun to grab. This is why it's fun to grab those 3 strong RBs because of the long break.
Yes. Oh, yep. And at that point, then I'm really good. You want to go Stroud here?
Yes, Stroud. Yeah, Njoku's such a smash at 131. Too.
Oh my gosh,
crazy.
He's what are my? I don't even think I have. Yeah, I haven't clicked him once, which is like such a shame because I'm the biggest David Njoku guy in the world. But my problem is, well, okay. So this is what I really want to do. Every time I draft a Josh Allen share, I want to get that Week 16 stack with Cleveland, and Njoku, Judy, Tillman all managed to go before I can push them around. Like who's stacking? Who else is stacking Cleveland? Are you really trying to stack Cleveland, Pittsburgh Week 17? I'm not personally.
No, that could be a gross one. That could be a gross one.
Aaron Rodgers at least makes it a little bit better, but I couldn't even tell you who the starter is going to be Week 17 for Cleveland.
Oh my God,
Gabriel for all I know.
Look at the purple flying off. Chill, everyone, take a chill pill.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's our? Well, okay, so I'm not. Kyle Pitts hasn't gone off the board yet. I'm not as worried about Penix, but that might be. Maybe I'll just keep my mouth shut on that one.
Oh, 1-2 punch coming. It's okay. I feel pretty good about Caleb plus Stroud, even if you had to stop at these 2. Which we don't have to.
I've done worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had rooms hit and punish me much more for that in the past. So yeah, I don't hate stopping at those if we need to.
Wow. And
Especially if
Joku
you just believe in
141.
the new Ben Johnson offense for Chicago as well. I mean, imagine what Caleb Williams can do with his improv with
I know.
compared to Jared Goff, who's basically cement feet in the pocket.
So Volcano, that's Kane. Urbane, the 2 spot is these 2 guys are in the streaming streets. You said the fancy coach.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not. I've been in lobbies with them before, though. I know that.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 people here that are just like very in tune with content. So a sharper room. So if we can put together a sharp team, good team, feel really good about this one.
I completely oh, excuse me. Second that. Yeah, where are we? Let's see here. Penix still working his way.
2 teams with 1 QB. I'm not going Penix unstacked, but these people exist.
It's a decision to take Penix unstacked. That's my opinion.
Exist.
Especially when you got a Rodgers here, you got Geno here with Besh if you really want. I'm just trying to speak it into existence. Coach, where are we sitting at? There it does go.
Trying to help him. Help the guy.
Help the guy. What do we? Yeah, right. Let's.
The coach could be just looking for anything that's purple right now, but
yeah, right.
That's looking rough.
This is a fun range of running backs for me, though. When I'm looking at like Rashad, Bigsby, Algier, those are a bunch of guys that it looks like we will get a Penix slide here, unless if MP just wants to.
I'm gonna put one in the private chat after this pick. This is obviously
go for it. Yep.
And then if not, he's gonna be a big riser just because the 2 free agents are gone to different teams. They're no longer threats. With Chubb,
I like both of those names. Yep, yeah. I like both of those names.
We go. We'll fall right into the pocket, here. Baby.
Yep, I like that. Yeah, big fan of I assume that's who your RJ was. Your RJ. And yeah. I'm absolutely huge on Roshan right now. He's 8%. I think isn't speaking enough to how much I like Roshan right now. I mean, you look at how Ben Johnson has been split up his backfields in the past. I mean, it's been and there goes Geno. You look at how Ben Johnson's
just in time.
Yeah, seriously, right? Yeah, how Ben Johnson's been splitting it up. It's been like no back over his 3 years in Detroit got more than 54% of the touches. So Roshan's getting 30. That's how I see it.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that's great for his range. That's great.
Kyle Monangai,
goal line.
100% right. Because Swift is not that guy at 5'9". That's for sure. So
and Dobbins, you're probably going to see Dobbins fly up to the 150s, crawl into the 140s, and probably end in the 130s.
Yep.
Maybe even 120s. That would be maybe the most aggressive would be somewhere in the 120s, like behind Charbonnet. You'd have to be behind Charbonnet.
Oh, 100%. Because his contract's basically the exact same as Najee's. I mean, whatever. You can count the incentives however you want, but just a little over 5, like 5.25, I think he got, which is basically the same as Najee behind RJ Harvey. So you got to be drafting him in the same range, I imagine.
Yeah. But this is a smash for closing line value. Still, he's not going to come back to us, so it's here or never. And for where we have 3 RBs, he's like a really nice RB4, especially where we get him as a value.
Yeah, so you lean in Dobbins here over Roshan?
He's gonna fly ahead of Roshan, yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
And I still like the Roshan click, but I still like the Roshan click too. But we're just not gonna be able to have this opportunity in another week to go Dobbins here.
Well, no, I mean, an Omega is what's up. But yeah, where do you think the AP Dobbins ends up? Yeah, I mean, Pat, you're saying 120's pushing or 130's pushing 120. Usage. I mean, RJ Harvey was never going to be a bell cow, but when you think about, I don't want to draw the easy correlation between Amari and Hampton and Najee Harris, right? But it's gonna look similar because I don't think I think Najee Harris might be more likely to get phased out than a J.K. Dobbins would. in my
Mhm.
opinion, because RJ Harvey is not the caliber of running back that Amari Hampton is. But again, like we were talking about with Rico, JK 30% for JK Dobbins. You got to imagine. I don't think they're giving Harvey 65%.
I never really thought so.
He was a 60
after
at best in my head.
when BBM opened and I did 12 to 14, I got 2 or 3 Harvey shares in the 70s to 80s. That was as late as I could get them, just because of like ETR had him ranked in like the 40s and shit. Like
he was going to fly up after that. You just knew that.
It seemed too aggressive without, a lot of shit happens in free agency. So man, I think I'm still around like 5% off those couple shares that I got, but it never felt good. Like clicking him, even when he fell like 7 to 10 picks, just so much time for, and the way the RB usage in that offense has been lack of trust, to say the least.
Right. Well, and Sean Payton's going to use multiple guys if he can.
That's it.
No question.
This is Ertz or Kadon. I would skip on Nolan. He might even be done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we already talked about being done.
Receiver.
We gotta start throwing darts at tight ends here, and he does go.
Yeah. Let's go Ertz.
Yeah, my preference is Ertz here.
Just because there's a chance we get both Ertz and K-Dot in here.
Yep. I'm good with that.
And we bring in a little double stack here, a little team correlation with Ertz and Terry.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Not the worst.
Do not hate that. If you really want to go ahead and be a double Schultz
18
as well.
18 points spike week from Ertz on week 16. Push through a 5-point game of Terry, something like that.
I got no complaints about that. Yeah, you got an Omega. Yeah.
What's up, Omega?
I mean, we're gonna have. What's gonna be fun here is we're gonna have even more guests on throughout the offseason too. We'll be talking risers, fallers, and how free agency is impact free agency, how offseason OTAs and offseason rumor mill is impacting everything. So, yeah, this isn't just like a 1 week. We're getting Pat on just for the sake of doing a draft. We'll. I wouldn't be surprised if we try and get Pat on another time here this offseason and
hell yeah. Oh, that's early.
Throughout the roster bit. So all right. No K Dotton.
It's Mason Taylor, Jarquez Hunter. You can go Schultz too. Whoever you like. Hunter would be a bring back for week 17. Schultz, if you think the points are replaceable, I would go Hunter.
Do you have any interest in Terrence Ferguson later?
We could. We definitely need three tight ends.
Let's go Jarquez just because we talked about him.
I like it.
And we can.
And we're done. We're done at RB there.
Right. We're done at RB. It's 2 tight ends here to wrap it out. So, yep.
Exactly. I do, man. Kate Otten's one of my favorite tight ends for the price. Especially where there's so many expensive Tampa Bay pieces.
Yes.
That, the leverage that he could provide if he has a 2 touchdown week is pretty crazy on just the impact of how many other Godwin, Evans, Bucky Irving, Amika. These are all top 100 picks. Like,
right.
Pretty good leverage there, even if it's not a bakey bake team.
Right. As we're talking about tight ends, Josh Oliver got an extension today with the Vikings. More blocking, baby.
Dead. Hawkinson's dead.
33% bag. Throw it, burn it. Throw him in.
Damn.
No, Josh Oliver will be. He's primarily blocking tight end for the Vikings. So, heck of a run blocker though. So after beefing up the O line, I think it was pretty obvious they were gonna extend him. So I feel good about that. My Hawkinson shares though, I'm still feeling. I got to bring him down, but I've already accepted I'm going to be overweight this year. I can't. Stop that price tag in that range where it's like. So do I really want my third running back? Do I really want my 5th wide receiver here? Do I want Mahomes? Do I just take Hawkinson? I'm just going to take Hawkinson, and it's the least throw up in my mouth option, I think, when I'm looking at some of my teams.
The reason why I am not that like crazy exposed, I can take a peek on Hawkinson. I'm basically at field. It's because Mark Andrews goes like 3 rounds later, and I
Right.
kind of view them pretty similarly. Now, maybe Hawkinson, maybe you get a little hidden boost from Hawkinson with Addison potentially getting a 3-game suspension, a little
Right.
early season boost. But I just like building from back to front, thinking about players that go later and players that I want to
Yes.
be heavier on. Like if you compare those two, and I know that range is gross for receiver too. It's not the best range to go receiver, but man, Mark Andrews is one that I really can't come off of right now based on ADP.
Which, I mean, if he catches the amount of touchdowns he did last, I mean, he's sitting at 8% touchdown rate for his entire career. So it's not
Yeah, it's
impossible to think, he's catching 6, 7 touchdowns again this year. Maybe it's not double digits at 11 like it was last year, but I think it's completely possible he gets close to 8, 9, 10 again, and you're in business there.
that's it. This is perfect. Played right into our
Yeah,
hand. Schultz.
go Dalton Schultz here. Yep, that's good by me. And we'll wait around the turn, and we'll if we can get a Terrence Ferguson around the turn here, we'll stack that up with Atlanta week 17.
Sanders got some really positive coach speak too. I subscribe to Coach Speak Index just for it helps me so much with the ranks and just
need to
keep it's awesome. I had Greg on
he's
the
one
show on Saturday.
I got to get him on at some point this offseason if possible. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's
he's
literally an encyclopedia of NFL knowledge. Like things where it's like I think I'm well followed in my well versed in the people who I follow on Twitter to stay up to date, but it's like, man, that's a whole nother stratosphere.
Here's the Sanders talk from head coach. He came back in such great shape, really added some things to his route game, some explosiveness. He's really conscientious about yards after catch and making moves and being intentional that way. He's really focused, man on mission, really excited for JT this season. That's exciting stuff. But Ferguson, do you think they end up playing more 12 instead of playing 3 wide receiver sets with 2-2 towards the end of the season? Is that sort of the hope for Terrence Ferguson?
That's what it is for me. And when you when you trade back with Atlanta in the draft and you make him the priority at that pick, and Sean McVay was pretty excited to get him. I mean, again, now back-to-back years where the Rams front office has been trying to get Bowers, they're trying to trade up to get a Warren, haven't been able to do it because no team's been willing to trade back into basically, the back end of the first round. So.
Right.
When Sean McVay, to me, when he was excited to get Terrence Ferguson at that range, after trading back with Atlanta, that to me says something. And I think what's going to be fun with this team is you can run 12 personnel and play Devonta and Puka both on the outside. It's going to be fun as they can still play a crap ton of 11 too. And you can throw 2-2 on the outside and you're going to have a lot of shifting between Devonta and Puka, who's on the outside, who's in the slot, which that excites me a ton for Puka. So I have a crap ton of Puka too, but
obviously the biggest worry is is he just going to be the heir to Higbee? Right. And is this a pick for their future more so than this year for best ball? But there's no doubt that he has upside this season. And he's also another one getting positive coach speak. So mixing him in here, it's kind of a fun spot where it's like, okay, there's risk reward. Do they start in 12 more so this season right away? And he ends up being a great pick, but I probably lean Chig and or a year 2 guy just with Ertz and Schultz just for some more early season points. But we'll see if we can make it to the mid end season. We're still in this. Ferguson could be cooking by then. So,
well, and he's one too where I don't hate him on. Maybe I do prefer a little bit more sustainability instead of an Ertz as the tight end one. If we were looking at. I mean, even if we're looking at like a Jake Ferguson, right? We're going to 3 tight end.
Right.
I feel a little bit better about having a Ferguson there. This isn't like my favorite team to get a Ferguson on, but with the Atlanta correlation there,
that's it. We got a little double.
If it's week 17 and we're in it, right? Like you said, it's Ferguson could be the guy at that point. He could be be the one there and playing more.
Another one who leverages big pieces in their offense with Devontae Adams and Puka and Kyron, 3 players that go in the first 3 rounds.
Yep. All right, we'll take a look at this team here. We haven't done a ton of drafts on the fellas. This one, oh, come on. Have I only done 2 on the fellas so far? I guess we have. We'll go ahead. So we'll do a team recap here. We'll go back and look at the board afterwards. Caleb Stroud, Penix. Really, the dream would have been to get May here instead of Stroud, but
yeah,
obviously still made it out just fine with the wide receiver and tight end correlation there. Yeah, McCaffrey, Walker, Kamara, Dobbins, Hunter.
We crushed it there.
You said right away, let's go Kamara, let's get 5, and immediately you knew that was.
You hit a value too. It got with Dobbins, totally. And it just makes it even stronger when you do that. So it's sick.
Right, because you're looking at ADP 180, and we took him 160. You could look and say, 19
2
ahead,
weeks he'll be in the 130s.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give it 4 days, and he's gonna be at probably blowing past 160. Yeah, no, 100% agree. Yeah. Wide receivers again started off really strong here. I love having Josh Downs as the wide receiver 4 here. He's just one where he's so easy to project a breakout. If this team wants consistency, I mean, that's all that Shane Steichen and Co have been talking about. Yeah. Daniel Jones is getting that job, and Daniel Jones is going to have a higher completion percentage than Anthony Richardson, not Edwards. Still more than the Wolves, but
RIP.
RIP. And then Mooney with the double stack. Kyle Williams.
Yeah,
he's the one every year. When you go back, look at the previous BBM winners, there's always like a rookie wide receiver that's taken in the middle to later part of drafts. And, it's not the 18th round Torrey Horton that I've been taking, but like that Kyle Williams to like Pat Bryant range.
Right.
Those are 2 of the guys that I'm obsessed with drafting right now, because I think that's the range of rookie wide receiver that can really capitalize on their value. Given the roles that they could be playing within their offense.
There's a little worry on the capital with Kyle Williams, but I think he makes up for it with, some of the early coach speak, some of the videos we're seeing, and obviously the roster there in the competition is really weak.
Right. Well, and 32 beat writers has been all over the Kyle Williams buzz out of Patriots camp too. So I'm trying not to get too hot and bothered by it all, but he was one of my favorite players coming out. One of my favorite landing spots too to New England, where it's Diggs in the slot. And if you can just beat out Keyshawn Boutte on the outside, hey, you're in business. That's opportunities there. So Christian Kirk then to get the stack with Stroud. Then I literally just threw darts on tight end here. Hurts team stack with
3 dudes.
Schultz,
3 dudes.
Stroud, Ferguson.
Don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. Got a little value on the tight end spot too. Just a little.
Yeah, right. Yeah, anywhere is there? Yeah, so where was the one spot in the draft where Kamara was the one we were looking at here? But again, we're staring down Juwan Jennings. But you would, I guess, still get Josh Downs a full round later. I'm happy to make that trade off to get Kamara, because you didn't even get Caleb Johnson on the comeback here. You're looking at Tony Pollard, Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones. And that's a no-brainer for me to get Alvin Kamara there. Yeah,
right. Yeah, no, I like the. I don't think we could have done much different. Again, there was about 7 people in here that watch content religiously. King of Kings is a very good drafter. MP43 was live with BBG. Kane, pretty sure, subscribes to my ranks. Like there's a tougher room than normal, but we come out with a team that we like. Three dudes at tight end. Like that's the story of a good advance rate.
Yep. Yeah, well, right. Yeah, when you look at the advance rates of last year, 100%.
Yeah, the later you went on tight ends, the better.
Well, and it seems like, in last year, it seemed like I started leaning a little bit more towards elite tight end, but for the longest time, that's how everybody wanted to build their teams, was 3 tight ends. And for whatever reason, last year, more people started getting on the elite wagon. And
right.
Now it's like, okay, now everybody's back in the opposite direction. 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. That's the build everybody's going with. The 3-5-7-3, I think, is probably going to be if I had to guess, probably the most popular build this year.
Yeah, it'll definitely be in there. Yeah.
Well, we've been going a little over an hour here, Pat. I'll give you the rest of your night, but what do you got for the people? We talked a little bit about Best Ball Overlay. You can go sign up, fellas, code fellas or code pounders. You'll get 10% off per month there on your subscription. You saw we had you're noticing the colors on the side here. That's all the best ball overlay
Yeah.
tool. You get the highlighted stacks, the 16, 17 week correlations as well. So go get in there. But yeah, what else do you have for the people out there?
Yeah, I mean, we're just really trying to provide tools that give you insight on how you're drafting in your portfolio. So real time insight as you draft into your tendencies, and not to make picks for you, but to show you, hey, you got correlation here, or to show your exposures. Like, hey, you're light here. You don't have a a
Stop
share
drafting
of
TJ
Kamara
Hawkinson,
yet.
right?
You got 35% Hawk. Give it a break. But yeah, that's and Josh is constantly updating it. We have a rankings page coming out, but there's also a portion for everyone that's free. You can go to the website, log into an account, and you get the ADP risers and fallers weekly, the 30-day, and since contest open. You can search any player, you can play around with and see their graph, how they moved every single day. We have every single CSV. So very cool. There's something for everyone there. And yeah, I'm just streaming 3-4 days a week, best ball all the way through. I'm gonna do 600 to 800 drafts again, and hopefully we get lucky again. That's the name of the game.
100%. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to Fantasy Dog Pound already, that is down in the description. Literally, first thing you can go click on down there. So make sure you go sub to Pat. Phenomenal best ball content he's cranking out there, getting some fun guests on as well. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We got just a normal regular old PPR what am I trying to say? Follower mock draft that we'll do. We'll be drafting with you all. So it's not just so you're not getting stream sniped here in the best ball street, right? No, we'll go live with you all tomorrow to do a mock draft. We'll be back next week with some more best ball drafts as well. So yeah, Pat, thanks again. Appreciate you coming on, man, and we'll catch up a little bit more this summer too. Looking forward to see how these exposures flatten out for us here.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me on. Always a fun one. Strong team.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it, y'all. Take care. Deuces.